Recording in progress.
Fuck off.
Which
I mean, yeah,
You all hated on me originally about her, and now you're all on board with it.
I think that's
No,
your
we're doing it
persuasive,
just-
your charisma has just sort of
Don't
worn
say
off
you're
a
just
little
trying to humour me.
We are definitely just trying to humour you.
bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a critically average adventure, and more specifically, welcome to Out of the Cold. This is a D&D 5e campaign. I'm playing with my friends, and these wonderful samples of the human race are my friends. Hey! When we last saw our heroes doing stuff, they were standing round the corpse of a white dragon that had been harassing the town of Kakanzax, the city of Kakanzax, in fact. And
George.
and especially George.
Harassing
and
is-
you actually, Niala, you had been harassing the dragon. Moreover, I think actually by leaping upon its back and soaring into the clouds and witnessing its strange lich master. Yeah, Rook did set himself on fire.
Harassing is a small word for what it was actually doing. More like
Die-die.
terrorizing.
Devastating,
we go.
causing all kinds of mischief. While this battle happened outside, Arden and Nan took a little sort of tour of the local church to go and have a look and see what they could find in there. Discovered some stuff, and towards the end of that battle, the clouds were cleared by Litiana, and a lich peered down, and its last action before it flew away to the west vaporized our druid, Sin, and there was nothing left but ash and dust.
Agony.
And in our wonderful little downtime escapades that people who, if the people watching, would not know about, was that some tiny hut was made after some very careful calculations and dragon folding. Decided that you could actually fit a dragon inside a tiny hut with about 5 foot spare, so it's tight in there. But it's put up to stop the guards who had turned up, giving it an extra bit of a kicking or trying to take bits of it away. And also, Niala had summoned her little fae friend, Queenie, and said, "Queenie, you're flapping round into the house that you'd seen the lich drop into, vanish, come back out, and then leave." And that's where we'll sort of come into the game, I think. So, I would like, before we start hacking at dragon, to talk about Queenie. So, if you remember, your little fae friend
Oh boy.
had gone into what appeared to be a boudoir,
Yeah.
a bedroom of sorts, with a door slightly open. And what would you like to do? What would you like to? You'd loaded a spell, I believe, into Queenie.
Yes.
Detect magic, was it? You'd loaded in.
Detect magic, yes. And my plan was originally to make Queenie go around the rooms and around the house,
Uh-huh.
trying to see if there was any traces of magic that were missing, or any kind of magical object that were left behind that we could possibly save.
Okay. Could you? So you're in the sort of top floor, the first floor of this building at the moment with Queenie, and you're looking through the eyes, and you see that the door is ajar and it opens out onto a corridor beyond, and naturally the inquisitive cat owl emerges out onto that corridor, prowls along a little way onto a large landing. And you've been in this building before, haven't you? You visited before, and you met the lady of the house. You met Lady Sletney before. Not all of you. Niala came. Who didn't go? Who didn't go to there? So Sin did. Sin went, and Nyala.
Arden did.
I did. I think it was Nyala, Rook, and Arden. I don't think it's Nan. No, I don't think Nan and
Nan and Rook might not have
Sin
gone. I
went.
think Rook, you were possibly firing at the. Well, you. I think you might have been with your Rook brew.
Honestly,
Oh yeah,
I've
makes
not got my
sense.
notes on me. They're on my other
It-
computer.
That's cool.
It was definitely Arden,
Sin
Nyala, and one other.
Yeah, I think Nan might. I don't know what Nan was up to. What were you up to, Nan? Can you remember?
I remember Nan really didn't want to see the Sletneys because of the whole thing with Jess.
Yes, yeah. And
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want to get involved. You were trying to maybe shield or look after Jess, I think, at that point. So, yeah, you proceed along. There are oil paintings on the wall, very fine work. The carpet is deep and plush and red and blue in places, and the reaching out of the detect magic detects nothing out of the ordinary in this space. You see that the floor is torn away further down the corridor, and there is a gaping hole where the creature has reached through. The dragon has been clawing away at this roof sections. There's kind of like it's gone in at 2 points like this, and it's kind of reaching into the middle of the building to try and reach deep into this building. And could you make me a quick perception check for me?
Okay.
At this point, we need to see if Queenie sees or hears.
Let me
Does
just
she have
get
any advantage? Oh, 'cause
stats
you're
for
not
the
an owl.
owls, because
Yeah.
I think owls have advantage
I think
on
they do. I
perception.
think they've got something good about hearing or possibly seeing. With
Yeah, let me just get that. Da, 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 da. Good thing that the Indie Beyond is so quick tonight. Yeah.
lightning fast D&D Beyond. Thank you.
They have advantage on perception owls.
That's what we just think. That's what we're just checking.
Hearing and sight.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So please roll with advantage, please, with your delicious little owly friend. I'd love to know how it hoots. Like, is it hoot meow or meow hoot? Meow.
I actually
I don't know.
put some thought to it, and I think that they would either chip when they're speaking really fast or something.
Yeah.
And when they want to talk close, they're meowing.
Oh yeah, can you imagine that? Like a bird that purrs. That's really strange to think, but I like that. Like that when she's really like when they're really happy, they climb on your shoulder. And it's kind of like, yeah, a coo and a purr.
Pigeons coo. Yeah.
Yeah, a coo purr.
11.
11. At this point, no, where you are.
Okay.
So yeah, you see these two great holes. They go deeper into the building.
Going to follow one of the holes and just trying to be aware of what's going on.
Yep. Okay. So you're flapping down. You kind of go through the level and you see the broken, splintered floorboards and ripped edges of carpets. You've got left or right, basically. Which one would you like to go through? The right is the closer one.
One of the hole that look like it has been going in recently?
Both of them are clearly from the dragon's claws coming through the building. You've got the right hand one, which is nearest the bedroom, and the left hand one, which is slightly further away. And they both reach down to the floor below the first door, the ground floor, you presume.
Going to the first one, the nearest one.
Yeah, the first one reaches down into a parlour that is well acquainted with, again, lounging chairs, but they've been sort of knocked asunder. There's great gouges in the carpet where claws have torn across. The size of dragon claws have ripped through the floorboards, splintering away the edges. Bookcases knocked asunder. The fireplace is doused. There's like just a smouldering hearth in there, and that you see another door that leads to a room next door. In this room, you just see scattered books and a ruined desk, and it looks like it was a writing desk.
I'm going to scout around the room, still with detect magic on because it lasts 10 minutes, so it's
Fantastic.
mostly fine.
Let's have
So scout around, go in the room, and scout around to see if I find something.
Investigation check for this room, please.
That's a 5.
In this room, you find nothing of interest, just torn paper. Everything is kind of cool in this room. The temperature has dropped. You think it may be for the presence of that icy body, that icy scale that has been within the room. Its just very presence has chilled the air. But there is that other door that leads. There's 2 doors that lead off. One that leads kind of back underneath the above corridor that you just walked along, and one that leads to a room next door.
Okay, since I don't have this, nothing here, I'm going to go back to the hall and try on the other one.
Okay, so you fly along a little way and drop back down. In this room, you see a room full of objets d'art, strange ornaments and objects on pedestals that have been knocked askew. Glass domes are smashed. There are it's trashed in this room again. Everything has been scraped and scooped around and knocked about. Would you make me an investigation check again?
Yes.
Please.
Okay, so the first one was a nat 1 with a +5, so it was 5. This one is a nat 20.
Oh no, it's
24.
Investigation, not perception. So
Investigation, yes.
why are you riding with advantage? Did you say?
I didn't do it with advantage.
Oh no, sorry, you're rolling your second roll. You got your nat 20. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So in this room, you find. Let me find it for you, and I'll message you on Discord what you find in this place.
Okay.
Could you make me that perception check with advantage, obviously, because you're an owl?
Yeah.
As you look around this space.
So that's dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You hear... Someone's just crashed a car outside, it sounds like. You hear a whimpering.
Uh-oh.
Crying.
I am going to see what it is.
You follow the sound. And you come out of that room back into the corridor along a little way. And you find a door that leads into like a scullery. And then in the scullery there's a set of stairs that leads down, stone stairs that lead below into a cellar. And echoing out the crying, weeping, it's louder and louder as you fly down the stairs. And you see, crouched in the corner, among the dirt and coal, scarred and bleeding, you see Lady Sletney.
Oh boy.
In a
She's
corner,
not dead.
Tucked away. Bedraggled, all her finery ripped and covered in soot and dust, and you can see that it's been frozen. You see like bits of it are like crystal still from where the ice is sort of blasted through, but then maybe she's just dodged out the way of this icy breath of this draconic beast that's rampaged her house. Her hair in disarray, like that beautiful hair that you remember that she had, in absolute wreck. And little Queenie hasn't met them before.
Queenie hasn't.
No.
But
Okay, cool.
I'm going to link to
Okay.
Queenie
you would
talking.
see as you look through Queenie's eyes, something strange about the top of her head.
Okay. Queenie approached, trying to be the best cat help behavior,
Yeah.
and trying to see what's wrong.
She sees the creature coming in and scuttles back into the corner, pushing away, not sure of this strange creature.
Ow.
And yeah, and Row, and she says, "Oh, what are you here for? What are you? What?"
Meow.
And as you move closer, you see upon the head two little stubs of horns.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Queenie to trying to comfort her a bit
Mm-hmm.
and to gently grab her fingers with a paw, very gently,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to pull her towards to get out.
The stair. Okay. How would we do this? I think we'd do this with a persuasion, so like a charisma check, I guess, to see if
Yeah.
you can if Queenie has enough charisma to sort of lead Lady Sletney out of this dark basement.
Can I bring the cute factor in it?
It's cute, but it's only got a certain level of charisma, so please. It was a good blag. I like it.
I really want it to be I because of how doesn't have a big charisma check. Oh, that's a 10.
She's shook, so she actually starts coming because I rolled terribly as well. So she starts walking up the stairs behind this strange owl cat that flaps and pulls up, and you're into the hallway. The rest of you are gathered round a dragon with Nyala in some sort of strange rolled back eye stance. You've seen this before where she communicates telepathically with her little fey friend. What are you guys doing? So Nan, we'll start with Nan.
So I might need like some of the stuff that was attempted in downtime. I think you might need to say what was able, because so Nyala's not been able to do any, like she's put up tiny
Point
hut.
out, Nan has just been resuscitated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nan was resuscitated using electric shocks. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then Nyala went and made tiny hut and now is looking through Queenie, so she just
we're saying
so somewhere in between Nan becoming like dying on the ground and Nyala resuscitating her with shocking grasp or whatever.
Yeah.
We've then gone on to do tiny hut and then Nyala's doing the whole.
Yeah. So yeah, let's have some. What are you looking to get out of this fine prime cut of dragon?
Yeah, I think the first thing that Nan wants to do, other than, is there a scorch mark on her chest?
Yeah, quite.
I thought you were looking for a scorch mark on yourself there.
Yeah, like
I'm acting, Luke.
It was so convincing though. Luke actually believed it. That's how good RP is.
She dropped the cigarette or something and she's actually looking.
It's called roleplay, dickhead.
It's been a long time, all right? It's been a few weeks.
Sorry. Oh, anyway, I should have joined earlier so I could get the laughing out of my system.
2 weeks.
No, keep the laughing coming.
It's been long enough.
Did I put a tiny hut around the dragon?
Yes. Yeah, the tiny huts around the dragon.
Arden did call for them to go and get Kratathnas, Brett,
Yeah.
from the tower.
Yeah, so you told one of the guards to run and fetch your smoking jacket friend, Gretch.
I mean, yeah, because Arden's under the impression that the guys at the tower will be able to take the dragon apart in a much more professional and skillful way than any of us possibly.
And I think the thing that Nan was doing immediately after being like woken up was, I think I noted in downtime that she would tries to find like her little drawing book and tries to draw what she kind of saw, which was abstract colours and shapes, which I never did, but I didn't know whether you wanted me to roll.
Oh yeah, let's. So what should we flavour it with? As a sleight of hand, or
Yeah, because Arden and Nan would
would it
discuss
be
that at
a
the end of
direct
downtime,
representation from history?
I mean, she's trying to remember essentially like any shapes or like significant like things that she saw that wasn't just sort of like cosmic
trip that you went on when you were engaged with a crystal that you dropped onto yourself, basically. So let's say it's a history to kind of work out like what you can retain of that, because it's seconds in the real world, but for you it seemed like a whole cosmic journey went on, out of body experience type stuff.
It's an 8.
It's an 8. You remember vague shapes, the darkness. You remember the warmth, the tempting light, and you probably remember the shape that came between you and the warmth.
Okay.
Have you tried crystals, man? They'll take you places you've never been before.
You remember a thing called love. You remember the darkness.
The colours are so vivid.
Someone's going to start
Shapes
trying to
and
grind
colours.
down crystal in a minute and start marketing it. Please don't. It's not going to be a good result.
And we definitely got the crystal back in the container. That was the first thing that Nyala and Arden did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Safe inside the hermetically
so that's
sealed thing.
The only other thing Nan would want to do afterwards is, after she's kind of done that, is go check on Wraith and Litiana
and you
Treese.
did collect remnants of sin, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, in downtime, I tried to, I think,
gather some ash.
Yeah, gather some ashes, and then I asked Nyala briefly where, if she knew where she was from.
I would like to just flavour this just slightly, if Diaz will let me do it, as from sin. Can one item please have survived in that disintegration? Can that have been? I know you said everything was pretty much back at your room, but could there be one item that Nan finds there as she looks at you?
I think I said the only thing that's left that I had on me was my staff.
Yeah.
But that's because I left it I dug it in the snow so that I could be standing up when I cast Call Lightning, if I recall.
Okay.
But I think it's badly damaged or something. It's charred and cracked in a bunch of places. Mm-hmm. But that's about it.
Attached round the staff, this is what I'd like to flavour if possible, is the staff looks cracked now as you kind of were investigating the remains there, but on a piece of woven thonging that has been woven out of some of the natural fabric that Sin had about their person, is a small pod. Small pea pod, it looks like, with little holes in it, and
like a lotus.
no, like imagine like a large monge too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like that,
nice
kind of thing, like a large monge too, but more 3D, like you would get like a full way normal peas grow, that kind of sort of shape thing, about sort of say big, with little holes along it. Yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Would she? I don't know, like about family, but would they have like a family crest?
Oh, for Sin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe etched in the staff.
Either on the staff or on her journal.
Yeah, I imagine that's back at the room. Maybe that's part of your equipment back at the room.
Yeah.
I can imagine that there is something from the Peloton sort of mark that's quite significant, quite noticeable of a Peloton, high family kind of thing. So you find this small pea pod with dried, a husk, one might say, with some small holes in it. Arden, if you're happy, you're heading back inside you're coming out of the tiny hut to go back and see Wraith. Is that right, Nan? Okay. You step outside, and that wall of noise hits you. The street is getting more and more crowded as more and more people start pouring in, and there's jubilation as you pop out like, "Hey! Whoa! Dragon Slayers! Dragon Slayers! You seen them? They've not only got their own brand, he's got his own drinks," as they're pointing at Rick, and they're like, he's not only driving Guardians.
I'm unconscious in the temple, aren't
I? Oh, you've been dragged inside.
Yeah, you're unwell.
No. Being most unwell. You're dragged inside. You're kind of half buffeted, half ducking underneath everyone, as Nan is willed to do, and kind of keep away from the limelight due to her hereditary traits of being a tiefling. Not being in the limelight isn't a popular place to be for such one of your kind. Into the temple you go. Arden, what would you like to do?
Where am I right now?
You were you had
trying to keep track of what's happened.
You had gone
and where Arden would have gone, because Arden was outside with Anne on the ground. They discussed what she saw briefly in downtime while she was out of it, and then
please, Ali. Hold on, what's wrong?
You did a heal as well. It's like your first ever heal.
I attempted a heal.
Okay, you attempted a heal.
I attempted. Is everything alright with the little one?
Remember, have you seen Yala on the dragon?
Sorry.
Well, I presume we would have
You were inside. You had started speaking and asking prayers from Melora, reciting words along with Wraith, I believe.
Arden?
Yeah, if you remember in our downtime, you were
after. Yeah, that was before though. That was then bring up Rook, and then Arden was sent outside to go and deal with, to go and get Yala and Sin and Nan, and then goes outside, finds out Sin's dead, and Nan's unconscious on the ground, and he attempted to heal, and Yala shocked her awake, and
into your bed, Ali, please. Go on, lay down and find your bunny in a minute.
Got the guards to create a perimeter and keep people back, and for somebody to go up extra fast. So right about now, I suppose he'll just be like, before probably following, I don't know. Would he stay with Nyala inside the hut, or would he follow Nan inside the temple?
Roll for it. Odds and evens. That's the way to
You
do
might
it.
need a little help.
If you can't make the decision,
I think Arden's going to stay. So Arden will just kind of pop his head outside the tiny hut for a little bit cramped. And I'm just going to look around for the nearest guards. Be like, can we keep these people back a bit? Like, come on, do your job. The guards, come on, do some guarding.
Yeah.
It is still the guards that we spared.
There is
I mean, you say we spared. We didn't spare anything. Dragons.
There are many guards of different kind of grades and leagues from different areas of the city, and they are gradually trying to control the crowd and get them off of the main street, where you are outside of the library, and they are making that area safe. And trying to keep people away from the falling down buildings and the toppling ruins of stuff that Rook had leapt through, like a massive cool scene from something out of X-Men, and Beast being awesome, and being on fire, yeah. So the place looks like it's gradually getting safe. You don't see Gretch yet.
So I'm just gonna look for a few of the guards that look like they're in over their depth, or they don't really know what they're doing. Arden's just going to try and grab their attention. You there? You.
Hello? Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yes, Dragon Slayer.
A few of you look in the buildings around, the ones that have been destroyed or the ones that look like they're under severe damage. Try and see if there are any survivors or anybody that's hurt. Get them to the temple.
Of course. They do so. They move off in various directions, organising little squads to go into the buildings and the temples and checking the streets. Thinking that most of it had been evacuated, they were there purely just to defend the bricks and mortar, as they spoke of before, the place that keeps them safe from the wastes, the great walls of Kakanzax. And as you do so, Rook, you are gradually coming round in the temple.
Because the last thing I said was swearing in a temple, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a bollocking.
I got an absolute bollocking. So, kind of like look around, like who do I see? Do I see anyone?
You'd see Wraith nearby, muttering prayers and holding onto the symbol. He's regained his key with the Eye of Melora on it again.
Okay, I'm gonna just clock him and then just cough until he kind of notices me.
Rook, awake again.
Yes. Thank you for everything that you did to help me.
It is nothing that a servant of good should not do. You fight a good cause, but I don't agree with all the things that you do, but...
Come out of my mouth.
Or come out of your mouth, exactly. But there is a respect I have for you in terms of your integrity. Many of the people of Kakanzax have come to me and spoken of your kindness.
I mean, I just I treat people how my mother taught me to treat people.
Then your mother taught you very well. She must have been a great woman.
She was, yes. The others, are they?
They're outside. Right? They're outside. They're up to, I do not know. I'm just making sure that I'm going to investigate the rest of this building and make sure that it is safe, and we are not going to have a collapse of any of the structure here.
Let me assist you. I may be of some assistance, at least. It's the least that I can do, seeing as you patched me up.
Of course, please accompany me.
Yes.
You do so. You proceed around the building. The building remains mostly intact. There's a few smaller panes of glass, a toppled gargoyle here and there, a few things, awry candlesticks that are easy to amend and attend to right the place ready. And Wraith says to you, there will be a great gathering here to celebrate. Those that are the faithful have prayed for deliverance, and Malor has delivered it. Malor has delivered us champions.
What do you need for this gathering?
We have everything we need. We have faith.
Okay. If there is anything that I can furtherly assist you with, then please, you know where to find me.
If you could attend.
Of course, when is it?
Whenever the people deem it. I imagine it will be on the morrow eve.
I shall spread the word.
Fantastic. We shall hope to see you there.
Of course. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to go and find the other idiots.
Very, very good. I think you should call them friends.
Yeah. Kind of chuckles and just kind of walks off.
So, yeah, you proceed outside. The guards are emerging from one of the houses, Arden. As your head pokes out, you see a bedraggled but dishevelled sample of a humanoid being led out proudly by a small cat owl. And cat owl, you see a tiny hut with an Arden head poking out the side of it. Nan, when you've gone inside, you kind of cross Rook as Rook's leaving. And see that Rook, and you see kind of Wraith bidding adieu, and kind of doing those last bits of tidying up. Wraith is safe, as you can tell.
Mhm. And how does Rook look? Not good.
Rook looks patchy,
like shit.
I think. Yeah, pretty low.
Okay.
Walking, but not good.
Walking is putting it kind of...
Okay. Let's you don't look so good, Rook. I think I magically learn a new thing. Let me see if I
Do this the whole time, I swear.
let me see if I can patch you up a little bit so that we can, just in case anything, I don't know if anything else is going to happen, I hope not, but right, okay. Oh, that's good. Hang on a minute. No, okay. You heal 8 hit points.
Ooh, thank you kindly. I needed those. That's basically doubled my hit point tally.
Okay. So you won't go down in 1 hit now, at the very least.
Depends on what attacks us.
Yeah, hopefully.
No, I'm not going to throw you. Well, mate.
Arden and Nyala are in. Have we seen the dome before? We've seen it once before, haven't we?
You've camped in
We
the
used
dome.
it to stay overnight when we went dwarf hunting.
Mm.
Okay, yeah.
You camped in it.
Oh, and I built a shelter for the deer.
Yeah, for the whole animal. When you're out in the wastes, there was some checks, and we learned the proper name for it because of your survival training in the real.
Quincy, yes.
Yeah,
Arden and Nyala are in the magical dome with the dragon, but also lots of people are. There's lots of people. I'm gonna go in here.
Okay. You need me to deal with the people.
I don't. Yeah, I think they need direction. I don't know how long. What?
Okay.
How long do we want to do? I don't.
Rook,
I'm gonna go in
I think
here.
Rook has become the face of the group. He's the one that's got the brand. He's got the branding.
Rook,
I'm not going to kill civilians.
I would love this this moment to be another moment like when you walked into the bar the first time and sat down with that instrument.
Yeah.
And like Pied Piper the crowd away or something. But that's up to you. It's up to you how you do it. Like that's just the flavour I get. Like going, yes, come and meet the Dragon Slayer, owner of Rookbrew. Like,
You
They
know
have
how
to
you know how
pay to
wild,
see them.
is it Wild Turkey Bourbon? Is you know how they have Matthew McConaughey on their ads?
Yeah.
Well, we've got Rook Brew. We've got Rook.
But essentially, Nana's going to go see if Litiana was looking pretty awful as well.
Yeah.
As just checking up on Treese.
yeah, yeah. The Treese is looking slightly battle worn, slightly like maybe like panting slightly, but Treese looks pretty hardy in that plate that they wear. And Litiana is kind of being supported, like almost like using like the shoulder, like to try and support the height difference is quite ridiculous, but Treese is supporting this kind of 7-foot Gith Yankee, Gith Zedai, up with like a hand and a shoulder like this, just on the thigh or the back of the shin.
Pete, you're muted.
Just holding like the back of the shin, and then like the Zerai is like reaching down and got the hand on the head, but somehow this tiny gnome is holding the support up of this elongated creature. They speak onto you and they say,
You're gonna need to draw that.
yeah, that would be a funny.
Was Wraith still tending to her hand?
Wraith had gone inside to look for Rook, if you remember. Then.
So I thought Wraith had gone over to Litiana because of the whole
inside they had
hand thing.
The hand thing. Wraith's had a look at the hand. The hand seems to be okay. We think you haven't asked Wraith, but yeah, the hand is bandaged and checked. There is a meeting of people outside. They come out onto the steps, including Wraith, and everyone meets up there. You've got this tiny hut. The crowd is being gradually dispersed by guards. There is a tiny hut with a dragon inside. What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I want to wait for Gretch to sort out this dragon corp.
You're still with Nyala, right?
And then,
close
yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
then,
yeah, with her eyes white and everything, she's just going to. If someone, because she recalled that you and Nan were near, and she's just trying to warn you. She is going to say, Sletney's house, get out.
Right. Han just sticks his head outside the dome again. Those weird things that you can just.
Yeah.
So there's just a disembodied head of Arden floating outside this tiny hut, and he's just going to shout back to those guards he's been bossing around and point them back in the direction of the Sletney house and get them to investigate.
As you peer that way, they've already started leading a humanoid out, leading proudly in front a small cat owl. And now, Niala, you see from the angle outside, you see the tiny hut. You see a levitating Arden head. You see a rather frazzled-looking Rook. You see a Nan checking on everybody, making sure everybody's like stable and making sure everyone's okay. And you also, with Queenie's high perception, you see a figure approaching the area. They seem to have slipped past the guards and are making their way along, but only from Queenie's perspective. So they're literally walking up behind where you are, inside your tiny hut, but Arden's looking the wrong way.
Arden.
And they walk over.
Danger.
And they crouch down and they just touch their fingers to the point where the ash of sin was.
Someone's here.
And if you were to
Ashes. Sin.
Excuse me. Hello.
And you just turn your head and you see Diaz.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought I was gonna show up a lot later than some. I thought I was gonna show up like mid-afternoon or something. Not right. Okay.
You're here now.
All right. So that just caught me by surprise.
That's okay.
Can you repeat it?
So basically, you, from your perspective, you've slipped past the guards who are pertaining to the main bulk of the crowd, who are jubilant, and you, not your companion, but just you, have managed to get past but he has pointed the way to the last spot where sin existed. And you reach down with your two forefingers, and you touch the ground, and there's a fine powder left that was unharvestable by Nan.
And did Nan grab her staff?
No, you. Don't know. You took the pea pod, but not the staff, I think.
I probably. Yeah, maybe she would have taken the staff as well. Probably.
Did I take it?
If it was
I
in
did.
one... Oh, sorry. Did you take it, Nyala?
I think I did. Let me just check downtown, because I think I did.
I think Nyala dropped her cape on the crystal.
Yeah.
After Nan touched it. I know that much.
Yes. There's a
And
bit
then
to
gathered
catch
it
up.
up.
Yeah, we can go back and check. But anyway, at this point, you're just touching the ground. What do they see? Describe your character, please.
I don't think they'll see much of how they look, but more like of their outfit, which is more of a cloak that's just trying to hide who they are. The less noticeable they are, the better. But yeah, I guess I could send you guys the outfit, but
yeah.
I did I crouched by the ashes and took a few things that were left behind.
Cool.
Paint us a word picture, Diaz.
Yeah, do some words.
Alright, so I don't know how high your guys' perception are. I'll say like if it's higher than 15, then you'll notice. But like on the outside, it's just like a normal, like dirty. I'm not gonna say dirty, but it's like slightly like a dark black cloak that with a hood that covers most of their face. Also, you can only see like their mouth. And like I said, if you have perception of 15 or higher, because passive, I'll say that you'll see like what's the like something similar. It's between like common and nobility, like the style of clothing.
Yeah, so like an upper class style.
Yeah, upper class like style of clothing. That's
elegant.
An
elegance.
Elegant, but yeah.
Cool. Yes, elegant. I don't know why I heard elegant. That's what I heard.
Luke glitched a bit.
But yeah, yeah, like elegant style of clothing. I guess once they put like the pieces together of what have happened, whatever the wording goes, the proper wording, because I can't think of how it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, caught me off guard, was not prepared.
That's all right. My job.
I was I'll say like once you put the pieces all together, there you go. That's how you say it. Like you'll see like their shoulders like slump a little bit. Is that the correct wording?
Yeah,
The term?
yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Like a deflation in their body, like a disappointment, like a letdown, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like shit, you know, like that shit, like yeah, like a letdown of them being disappointed in themselves.
Would they also
Uh,
see your eyewear at all? Would they be able to catch a glint of that with a high perception?
I'll say that for the eyewear, it's like she already has it on when they're like when they have to see something. Rather than that, they'll just like have it up, like you know when you have your
Oh, okay.
goggles up.
Yeah, wearing it at top. Okay, so it's not equipped at this second then.
No, it's not equipped at a second, but you know they always have it on them, and like they could just pop it
So
on.
this mysterious.
It's like it's the hood covering whatever that is. What I okay. So,
Yeah, so
whatever
the cloak
eyewear
is,
you have, we can't see it.
The cloak is pulled this way. A mysterious hooded figure with sort of slightly finer robes, maybe a slight hint of nobility to them, elegant in style, and a grace of movement I see within this person as well, but a frailty to them as well, is what you see, Arden. And as there's a slight commotion from Nyala, I think you would all turn and all see this caped figure reach down, touch two fingers, and just rub ash between their hands.
Oh, and last thing, for if like anyone besides the party, because I think you said like, oh, I know about the party somewhat from as I was searching.
You might
Like
have picked up.
I heard about them.
Yeah, in Modern South.
I'll say like if anyone besides the party tries to approach me, she'll use like her background feature, which is like feel fear full presence, so that they could just leave them alone.
Yeah, at this point the guards are too busy contending with crowds. They're not bothered about well, they seem to have let this person slip by. Somehow they've got through the crowd. Yeah, what do you say, Arden? You're closest.
Can I help you?
You wouldn't happen to know if this would have been Elena?
Who?
Elena.
I don't know that name.
Do you know that?
You do know that name.
Yeah. At this point, Nia's shoulders are going to sink. He's going to grab Arden. Well, I can feel it and be like, Sin.
Sorry.
It's Sin.
What? Okay.
It's Sin.
I know. Well, that was Sin. I'm aware of that. Wait, are you saying Sin was this Elena person?
So I'm gonna guess you guys, you pulled Arden back into the bubble.
I can hear Arden,
I'm
but
sorry.
Queenie can.
Oh, okay.
Queenie are my eyes right now and earrings.
Okay,
Because it's like, imagine like there's a disembodied arm that's like pulling through the tiny hut on my arm, and I'm like, oh gosh, because Nala can't leave the dome, and I'm just like,
Hold on one
do
second.
you mean Sin?
I don't think I know that name.
At this point, I'm going to command
apparently they're
Queenie
one and
to
the
come
same.
to the stranger and just look at them, look at the dome, kind of inviting them to approach.
Yeah, you see, Bishop, you see a small creature doing that.
Follow. Like, yeah, they'll follow Queenie. I should
She's-
change my name now that I think about it.
Through the sphere of this bubble, you emerge into a circular area that is very, very cramped, and it's mainly cramped because there is a giant corpse of a dragon inside this space.
I'll say like they'll bump into the dragon. I think, oh shit, you know.
Yeah, it's too close in there. There's three of you now, and a small creature of the Fae, all cramped inside.
This, yeah.
I'm going to keep to get a link with Queenie. Look at the stranger and like, so you know her. How much do you know her?
I want to say quite a good bit. How do you know her?
You see the ashes outside. It was hers. We've known her for a couple of weeks now. But I know who they were.
So, you knew Sin? Or...
Sin.
Sorry, who are you?
You can call me Bishop for now.
Right, so you knew Sin?
If that's how you know her, yes.
Right, well...
That's the name she used to cover the others.
Well then, I suppose condolences. If you were looking for her, I'm afraid you're too late. It wasn't the work of a dragon, there was another creature. Something that fled once we,
Leash.
You happen to know what this other creature was?
A leash. I confronted and talked to it before it got away.
You did...
I jumped on the dragon because I wanted to strike it down.
Yeah,
Don't look at me
we'll
like
talk
that.
about that, and we'll talk about that another time. But this has been a very busy day. You've caught us at a very weird time right now, Bishop. There's a lot going on. And every day just feels like there's more and more surprises right now. It's, God, I need a drink.
You won't drink before that. I'm not getting a drunk monk with me.
I said alcohol.
The moment you say monk, she gets, I don't know, like more stiff, I guess. What's the proper? Pete, do you know the proper term?
Like your hackles raise, like a dog's hackles would kind of go like, you bristle, maybe like to like feel like a little bit more like, oh, that kind of
a monk.
yeah. Bristle maybe I think is the word to say to describe that kind of thing. Make a perception check, Luke. Van Arden, sorry. Well, who's Luke?
Luke's just some prick.
He's not wrong.
Oh.
Come on, D&D Beyond.
Let's see.
You gonna roll for me?
You see this this reaction. I'm curious just to see what RP we can get out of that.
And that is it knocked on the side. That's a 7.
Nah. Nan.
It was a 19 and then it hit the edge of the screen and rolled back to a 3.
That sounds like a you problem.
Well, they're just sad that they don't get to go on dates anymore. Like
Oh.
in person.
Um,
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, Nan, you see now standing, bemused, bedraggled in the middle of the square, a humanoid.
Mm-hmm. And Arden's head.
And Arden's
Just,
head,
like,
and then
disembodied head.
then they go inside. So Bishop and Arden and Nyala are now inside this space.
With how cramped everything is, you probably see like
Yeah,
body parts
every
drifting
now
in
and
and
then
out
there's
of
something that
like
breaches.
heads and shoulders.
Every now and then
And
there's
just
like an
trying to,
arm
like,
or a
shift, like,
shoe that sticks out. But most importantly, you see this rather shell-shocked looking a humanoid standing in tatters, covered in ash and dirt, hair all askew, in the middle of the square.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the street.
And Litiana and Treese don't need any heals.
They
No?
seem
Okay.
okay. They seem to be ministering to themselves.
Okay. Do they look? So you said this new person looks bewildered. What was the adjectives you used?
Bewildered, shell-shocked, dishevelled.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So not non-threatening, I think, is what I'm trying to suss.
Oh, indeed. This person looks like they have no idea what's going on.
Okay. And the crowds have dispersed a little.
They're held back. They're still jubilant. Everyone's trying to. No one's seen a dragon. You can obviously tell that the people have been told that the dragon is defeated, and people are trying to get a good look. People, yeah, dragons are like, here they're just like rumoured still. Like they were not like really thought of as a real thing. They, at the edges of the map, here there be monsters type scenario for Kakanzaks. Dragons round here, ridiculous.
Okay. Okay. Well, if they're non-threatening, and Arden just mostly, the disembodied head of Arden looks mostly just annoyed, then I will. Okay, and
No
everyone's
more
okay.
annoyed than usual. Probably just like
Regular
just exasperated at this point. Like we've gone through a lot in a short amount of time.
I feel like Arden is like a bit of like the pinball party character. He kind of gets pinged around various characters. A bit of a pinball. Anyway, poor Arden. Okay, well, if Ketu is near me as well, I'm gonna ask Ketu, what do you think? This person, should we go have a look and talk to this person?
Little head up, little sniff of the air, little black nose. Trot, 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 trot on the tops of toes, across the cold ground. Curious sniff. A walk round once. Then twice, a little bit closer, and the tail catches on the robe. And then a rub. Up against the leg.
I wonder if she's got sausages in her pocket or something. Bacon.
Gravy in her pockets. It's full of gravy.
Pockets full of gravy.
That's why she's so messy. Like, she had gravy storing pockets and she fell over, absolutely smeared in gravy.
New subclass for a blood hunter, gravy hunter.
And a supply gravy, from the gravy elemental plane.
Yeah,
The gravy guns. Anyway, gravy elemental.
arch enemy of like the dumpling plane. Like,
that'd be a good monster, a Sunday dinner.
Oh my God, yes.
Roast dinner.
I actually have food monsters that was kind of NP.
don't,
Interesting.
because then it's going to be them versus
send it on
Ketu, and
it,
that's a
monster
fight
versus-
that we don't want to see.
Right, we'll talk about your roast dinner at break. Sorry, George, I distracted us. Yeah, okay, I'm going to approach. Hello. That's Art, and they're busy in there with the dragon. Can I help you?
As she looks up,
You look.
you see horns that have been filed, clipped, shaved down, You recognise that face immediately. You've seen it. You've seen it carved 100 times.
What?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused. Who are you talking to exactly?
To Nan.
Yeah, so Nan
Okay.
recognizes this new person.
This person... No, not the bishop character. No, sorry.
Oh,
The
is
one
she?
I brought back from the Sletney's house.
Is she looking at Lady Sletney, and you've
yeah.
seen it hundreds of times because it's on coins or something?
The Lady Sletney you've approached. Sorry, not the bishop character. The bishop character's inside the tiny hut right
Okay.
now. Sorry.
Right, okay, see, I thought I was approaching Bishop.
No,
okay.
Confabulation is happening inside Tiny Hut, including new cloaked character and, but this
Excellent.
one is has come out of the Sletney house that you don't.
Okay,
know
Sletney.
house.
I thought she was with guards. Wasn't she being escorted?
There was some people with her, but they've kind of gone back to crowd control. You know,
Okay.
she's kind of left her.
Okay, so change of dialogue then, I suppose. But like, I don't think she'd still necessarily know who it was immediately, but she would ask, "Are you okay?"
She would say, a small owl, a small owl cat led me out of the dark. The crashing has stopped. The noises have stopped.
Yeah, there
That
was
roar, that screeching.
Yes, there was a dragon. It's under there at the moment, but it's not alive anymore. But that would be what you heard. And you say that I know this face, right?
They look up and they suddenly take in the surroundings and look back at the house, and she goes, "Oh my, the drapes!"
Perhaps you should maybe find somewhere. This is probably your home. Do you have maybe people that could stand watch? You should probably go somewhere that isn't that is habitable. Maybe the yak is good.
I've heard they serve excellent gravy.
Ketu, they're like the gravy. He could take you there if you need some assistance getting there. I don't want to leave you here. You seem not quite well. There was a dragon, so maybe most people wouldn't be.
This is Ketu, and
Yes.
who are you?
Oh, well, I'm Nanjala. Yep. And I've not met you said I've not met this person before.
No.
But I wouldn't. Okay. Who? Are you important? This looks like quite a fancy house. I am. Well.
I'm Lady Sletney. Lady Lyra Sletney.
Okay. Jolly good. I'll see you at the yak. She just can't do any more. That's her sort of limit of social interaction.
Well,
And
Unless she stops her.
do you know where you know her from?
I'm trying to think, Pete. I can't think. What other than like resemblance to Jess, right? Because Jess is the Sletney's kid, right?
Indeed.
Oh, is it the? Hang
like a
on.
niece? I thought she was the niece.
You said carving. Is it from the weird stone circles that we saw? Oh, so okay. Remind me, but the stone circle. Hang on a minute. So, I might be Yeah, Luke, what do you? Arden, what do you want to say? Luke/Arden.
I'm trying to get my head around the fact that I thought that person was dead.
I mean, we didn't know that. They were just some statues, you know. We assumed that they and I guess tieflings can
somebody was dead and
somebody was buried.
Somebody was buried and they were carving statues.
Yes.
Wait, where? Where was this? In the city?
No. We went out when we were heading to the dwarves inn to do that thing.
Oh, when you guys desecrated a grave.
When Arden and Nyala desecrated a grave, specifically.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
See, in my head, the idea was that grave was structures. The statues were like a tribute or to the person that had died. So I was expecting the statues of that person to be the dead person.
Well, because we also saw a skeleton.
It was a dead body, and you figured, and you thought it was a grave, but you still
I was assuming.
Well,
we didn't know it was a grave until afterwards.
Yeah, dug it. True, they didn't know. There was no
marking.
marking.
You still stole the, what was it, like,
it's a magic
night vision?
Yeah, silk scarf.
Yeah. It lets me see in the dark, okay?
It's beautiful.
Your boudoir.
I'm keeping up with the rest of you.
I picked it and I offered you it.
Well, so you did detect magic and you found something, you know, Pete said you found something underground.
We didn't know it was a grave when we started digging.
What else is underground? Like,
chests.
Buried treasure.
Let's not argue.
That it was a grave, you still decided to rob it, though.
Okay.
It's fine.
So, yeah, you recognise this person as one of the... You saw this face being, like, as I described it before, this face was, like, this whole place was almost like an artist studio where they've got a muse.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get the perfect representation of this muse. And they are trying to carve this amount of stone on this scale. Must have taken years and years and years of chipping away at the bedrock that they were built upon. And this is the face. This is the true face. But
and I have the love letter, right?
You do.
I kept that. Okay.
Written Infernal.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that this definitely, was dawning awareness as Nan was talking to this person.
Nan can't read.
With some infernal, me and Pete figured this out, with some infernal, there is like an instinctualness to it.
Yeah.
As far as written in. Yeah.
It's almost like it almost speaks off the page to you.
Okay.
Like
all right.
If you were to read something written on the tablets handed down from God, you wouldn't need to read them. It wouldn't be in any language. It would be directly inferred by the symbology of it into your brain directly.
Like Mormons.
Yeah, like Mormons knocking at your door. You just become...
Yeah. No, the tablets that they found in the ground with Mormon. Yeah. Okay,
almost
so
symbology, kind of.
Yeah, I guess, maybe we don't know what Infernal looks like, do we? I guess, it doesn't have to look like kind of hellish ruins. It could be like...
whatever the hell you want it to be.
Pictorial. I mean, it probably it would make sense given that, Anyway.
getting into
think-
epistemology of Infernal now, so that's getting a little off track. So yeah, you recognise this person.
Yeah, I think there's just a deep awkwardness, but also, a curiosity. But if, she does indeed go to the yak, then maybe Nan could have a conversation later about this.
Okay. Yeah. So you are all around this tiny hut. Everybody. There is a new person inside the hut. Ketu is kind of dragging by the sort of hem of this thing. Lady Lyra, Sletney, off through the town, through the streets. The guards separate and nod heads, so it infers even her higher station. As you can see, guards tipping hats, etc. What would you like to do? Muruk, what are you doing at this point?
So I'm still kind of outside of the little tiny hut with this massive crowd in front of me.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm gonna kind of somehow make a noise to kind of get everyone's attention.
Oh. Tell me, what would you do?
Maybe kind of. Is there like a barrel or something? No, I'm not going to fart. Is there like a barrel or something that I could stand on?
Oh, you broke, Nan.
There's nothing like just the word farts in
Yeah.
the chat. No, nothing else.
Farts in the chat.
A barrel. I'm assuming there could be a barrel. Yes, let's say there
Or
is.
like a bit of like raised debris that I could just kind of just step up onto.
Okay, yeah. There's plenty of rubble and bits and pieces falling down from the Sletney residence.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of.
Does Nan notice this? The Rook's getting up on a barrel? Are we nearby? Okay.
You were out there with Rook. The other guys are inside.
He's one trip and fall away from death.
Don't say
No,
that.
I'm not that bad anymore. So I'm gonna kind of stand on this bit of barrel or rubble or whatever the hell I'm on, and kind of just clear my throat, but kind of very loudly clear my throat, like. And
Eyes are upon you.
Excellent. Ladies, gentlemen, those in between, those not decided, and any others, if we could just have a little bit of time to deal with the crisis that has arisen here, that would be most appreciated. Did you just try and pour that in your eye? If we could just try and have a few hours to dispose of rubble and to remove the carcass, that would be very much appreciated. For now, we know that everyone here is safe. Everyone is safe now that this threat has been dealt with. I would like to first off applaud the town guard for their courage and their what's the word? The part that they played in felling this beast. And then I would like to secondly thank all of you for being smart and getting to safety when you could until the crisis was over, and those of you that helped in any way, shape or form. You are good people, and tonight, in fact no, not tonight, tomorrow night we shall have a memorial for those that we lost, and we shall celebrate their lives with a calm and sensible memorial in the Temple of Melora.
You just hear from the back of the crowd, "Dragon Slayers!"
Please, there is no need for that.
Another
It
one.
was
Dragon Slayer! Dragon
not-
Slayer! Dragon Slayer! Dragon Slayers! Dragon Slayers! Dragon Slayers!
Sure, why not?
Yeah, and then it just comes on, and there's just an applaud. Even you guys inside the hut can hear all the menials and all the low of Kakanzaks cheering, and they're throwing hats in the air, and cheering. The crowd are just the guards are swelled with the words that you have given them. They stand there holding the fort kind of thing, but nodding back at you, going like, "Good on you," like as your thing, and to you, Nan, that you see, and all they're nodding towards the dome. Obviously, they know, and you guys can peer out through this dome. And to you, Bishop, this is just absolute chaos. You've never met people like this. You've never met heroes. You've never come across.
That's questionable, but like, I would say for sure they don't like the attention that the group is getting.
Yeah. Eventually,
Right.
with Rook's kind words, the crowds do start dispersing, and the cordon can be brought closer.
Oh,
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
I was gonna like while they're like chanting, I'm gonna
Yeah.
kind of just like stop. Do they?
Sorry,
Do
say
they
again.
shush? Do they shush?
They-
Trying,
they're-
he's
they're-
trying to calm the crowd
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a rock star.
you do the Ross thing from Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually there is a quietening.
I'm just gonna kind of those of able-bodied soldiers, craftsmen, if you could help us with the debris to remove it from the city, that would be mighty helpful.
That'll be me!
And as for
And
yes,
you
it
see
would be
Eric.
you. It would very much be you. The rest of you, if you would please go about your business, and just check on your neighbours, make sure that everyone is happy, healthy, and alive.
Okay.
And with that, I'm just gonna drop off the bit of rubble.
Yep. The
and pick it up.
crowds stay for a little while, hoping to get a glimpse. When they realise that the cordons are not going to give, and only the people that can start clearing up this mess, the strong start, and not the sort of the weak, infirm, or women and children are moved aside, and you are all gathered round a tiny hut bubble with a new member inside it. One other person has come through, Bishop. Your companion has also come through. You guys are inside the hut. What would you like to do? Would you like starting hacking up this dragon? Because I can tell you how you can do it if you'd like.
Yala can't
Okay.
move, so she has to.
Okay.
Just trying to calm Arden the fuck up because
Look.
he's going a bit mad about this.
Why don't you all just go back to the yak? Me and Yala will wait here for Katathnas to come. He'll send some people from the tower to collect the carcass, and then they can dissect it, strip it down for parts. We can come up with some kind of deal, and then maybe they can use the rest and sell whatever isn't of any use to us to help pay for reparations to the city.
Is
That
anybody
sound.
up for just having a hack at this themselves and taking a trophy or a piece or you've fought?
I think we should for the yak. They need like a thing that can be mounted above so they get customers.
The head.
Yeah, the head for sure.
I think the head might be a bit big.
It's huge.
A
Maybe
pole?
What you mean big? Have you never played Skyrim before?
coming
You
out
can have
day,
the
so
head
let's
with
take the
great head.
hand.
Look,
Sorry, what did you say to us?
if you must take a horn or two or a fang or whatever, but let's try and not do too much damage. Like, it's not often that we come across a dragon corpse. Let's try and utilize what we
Have a
can.
look at this dragon.
Cool.
Even if it's like something that would preserve well, like even if it's just one of the scales or maybe like a finger, I think is still. I think a whole hand is quite fun, because imagine if like Trees put it like inside a sleeve and then like handed a beer to.
That is just
Big.
that would be a big glass of beer for a start. That is like a great dragon size of beer. So we'll start with Nyala. Nyala, can you please make me a dex plus whatever skill you think, you know, maybe your I think probably your survival would be good. Is anybody helping?
Might be a sleight of hand too.
You wanted to get some blood, I believe. We're going to do the blood harvest now for that bit. Okay, so.
Okay, so survival. Okay, so I got a 10.
Okay. A 10. Nyala's struggling to get some out, but gets a little bit. Can you roll 1d4, please?
1d4.
Guidance.
Well, that's a 1.
You managed to get 1 litre of blood.
That's quite nice.
From the creature, which is now kind of overspilling out of your water flask. Who's harvesting what else?
Can I get some teeth?
Yeah, go for it. So for the teeth, you fang.
I will issue my frank warning of "Don't fuck this up. We need it intact" as guidance.
Okay. Do you want fangs or teeth? It's very important.
Some of each.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 checks.
Yep. What checks would you?
So yeah, survival and so
What?
yeah.
That is an 11.
Okay. For the first one, you can collect 1 fang comes loose.
Did you roll a d4 and add that to it?
No, I didn't.
That's what guidance gives you.
Guidance.
So that's 13 in total.
Okay. Yeah, still on the 1.
Yeah.
And then for some teeth, please roll again on your survival.
And a d4 as well.
You've used your guidance. It only counts for 1 roll, doesn't it?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, only counts once.
That's a 17 anyway. So
Okay, cool.
didn't need
Can you roll your percentile? D100, sorry.
Oh. Yeah. 86.
Divide by 2. 43.
43.
So you get about 40 little teeth
Fucking wicked.
out of this.
So 1 fang and 40 teeth.
Yeah, that is a pretty gummy dragon now. Because you rolled quite high on your harvesting. And it's not many teeth in there. Nan, are you harvesting?
I think so, but I kind of want to go. I want to say thank you to the dragon, because, you know, I know that it attacked us and everything, but still we're benefiting
Has
from
anybody
it.
shared? Who was there right when it was only Nyala that heard its last
Just
breath?
Nyala.
Because of Draconic as well, nobody
Yeah.
else speaks Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you know.
Yeah, as you should with any creature.
Indeed.
Going to ask her to translate.
Agree to disagree when it's something that ravaged a city, but okay.
Oh.
I think it destroyed more than we're taking, but okay.
But it was alive in a city. I suppose, like, you know, the trolley problem, you know. This is a dragon and Dungeons and Dragons version of the trolley problem.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's
Moving
what the trolley
on.
problem is. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay. Quick question out of character. What's the trolley problem?
No,
I'll send you a link.
downtime.
So, yeah.
Out of character stuff, please.
It's not a Dungeons
It's
and
a
Dragons
morality thing. It's
Stop!
yeah.
Stop! Not now.
I want to try and let me see what I could do it with though, because I don't think I could really. Definitely couldn't do it with my bow, obviously. I mean, it would have to probably be my sword that I would. I think I'm only going to go for like a finger.
Okay.
Maybe like a
claw.
finger or a thumb. The pointer or the thumb.
Okay.
Whatever, if that exists on a dragon.
Yeah. Could you please make me that roll that I crave, which is a survival?
Oh, okay. 20, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah. You are able to harvest 2 talons if you want. You could ask for an assist if you want at this point to take the whole paw.
I think as I start to cut, I'm gonna. Do you think Treese would like the whole dragon paw, Arden, Rook? I see.
Grudgingly, yes, she probably would.
Okay.
Roll again then.
It's definitely not as good as an 8.
Okay. So with the assistance on there, on the rules on this harvesting thing, you get. So you would be able to take the paw with the DC, yeah, with the other bit because it gives you a +2 on there. So yeah, you get a paw of a dragon. It's huge. It's very difficult. It's cumbersome. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to have.
Is everybody done with this thing now?
Sorry, Arden.
Don't be so grumpy.
I'll leave.
Just walking out with a great big dragon paw, and the crowd just suddenly see from this bubble, like dragon paw first. They scream. Ah! The dragons come back to life. No, and there's a tiefling, like like some sort of carnival float. Like
Arden just sticks his head out and says, "Can someone please tell me Kratathnas is on his way?"
And Yala's going to bring in back in. Don't shout.
As you do, you peer out and walking casually through in a fine evening suit is Kratathnas, or Gretch as you know him. Fingers steepled, looking round like a quantitative surveyor would. Look at the buildings, assessing the damage, looking at the magical dome, nodding in approval. Well?
Well, I suppose I did tell you if we came across anything, I would let you know.
There is a
Looks
pool
like it
that
was a little
just go
closer
out
to
and
home
like.
than we thought. Come inside.
May I? He steps in.
Hi there.
Well. And he runs his hands along the scales. Those elongated figures like clicking slightly as the nails click off each scale. Well.
I can't imagine that this is something we come across every day.
In that, Arden, you would be absolutely correct. This is not something one comes across when just wandering around the streets or the wastes of Kakanzax. Not very often something like this just falls from the sky, one might say, but today is that day.
I might be as a cause of this.
Well, very well done, taking down a dragon of such size and such age.
It's
Yes.
an adult. Yes. and
I
it
think-
has a baby. That
It
it
what?
might be.
Sorry, what?
He told me that okay, there was a leash that was accompanying it, and he told me while dying.
No,
that
it was the
the
dragon
leash-
that. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that the leash might has a baby.
So there's a lich with a litter of dragon spawn
Ah,
under
shit.
its control.
He said maybe one, but maybe.
The exact words, "It has my young."
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Dragons,
this is the bigger
young
of them.
dragons. Now that would be a prize. Not that this isn't Arden, I'm sorry. I'm not underappreciating what you've done here, and yes, I mean the towers would gladly recycle this
one problem at a time. Let's just table the lich and the army of dragons for now.
Yes, that's what we say in the trade, table the lich.
You come across liches often?
It's just a turn of phrase.
It was kinda looking and very much like a leash. I might have been looking at something in the Sletney house.
Oh, really?
I make it fall by casting a counter spell, and it goes down.
Fascinating. What would the
a
lich
house?
want in a Sletney house?
I
What?
have no idea.
Hmm?
But when it came out, it disintegrated one of our friend and left.
Well, I guess it got what it came for, didn't it?
Yes. Pretty
Look.
much.
This day has come at a heavy cost. We lost one of our own. I'm sure the city have lost many. If you can strip this dragon down, I'm sure, even though you don't come across them very often, I'm sure there's very which stand a better chance of it than we have.
We have a
Strip
selection
it
of
down.
tools
If
designed for harvesting various creatures, and some of them are designed for the larger beast, bullets, etc.
well, that would have been nicer to have known earlier.
I
Anyway,
heard you.
yeah, well, we came across a bullet.
Oh, really?
Yes, the carcass might still be out there north. It hasn't eaten it by now.
Did you manage to harvest anything?
Less than a day's ride.
We have
Oh,
it as a tail.
I harvested an
Brooke's
eye,
still
and that's
wearing the
been sold
tail.
on since.
We don't have the tail
Brooke
anymore.
is still.
You have a fucking tail on your back, remember?
No, what did you do?
Don't think we- What did
It's
you do with
in,
it?
It's in the
The yak?
the store area, like where the
Oh,
cheese was with the yak.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because that'd be
Um,
hilarious.
Either way,
Poetry
Getting
comes
off the
home
point.
like cheese tail.
Bullet, yeah, ancient history. Strip it down, take what you can out of it. I'm sure you'll cut us a good deal, considering we killed the damn thing, saved lots of lives, yada yada yada, all that hero bullshit. Whatever
You shall be
extra on top of our commission, I don't know, used to, I don't know, help repair the city and support those families that have lost.
There will
Does that
be
sound
a
agreeable?
certain reparation for you. I'm sure that can be arranged with the council. In conjunction with the towers, we can certainly cut a deal. Now, Lady Nyala, if you would be so kind as to dispel this dome, and I shall thank you. I shall arrange for some people to come and like I said, recycle.
I might have a business offering to make.
Really? We shall
A
discuss.
little plan that just came on, and I want to try with you to make it happen.
It's late. I think best that you poor fellows have been through some times, and they glance over towards Bishop and say, and you. You.
Oh, yes.
I don't know, and haven't heard of, and I have eyes in many places. Where did you come from?
She's a friend of Sin. One of her
Which
companions.
means absolutely nothing to me, but maybe we can table this conversation till we're back at the Yak, where I can sit down, have a cup of tea, and try and get my head around everything that's just happened.
Yes,
So the moment Bishop hears Arden say like the location of the inn, or not, like the name of the inn, and not liking the attention that, what was he, like a, did you say he was a goblin?
he's a
before,
goblin.
or?
Gretch is
Yeah, he's a goblin.
Just wanted to make sure, because
Yeah.
bunch of NPCs that like I don't think I encountered in the game. So yeah, like hearing the name of the place and just not liking the attention on them, just gonna dip out, look for their companion.
The dome is
happened.
as the dome is dispelled. You would see your friend, and yeah, you're welcome to make your way back to the Yak. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
The moment attention was on them, they dipped.
There was a long before you turn. There was a long sniff from Gretch. That elongated goblin nose.
You could prove.
You do that.
You.
I think we are all tired.
We'll talk.
Time that
I agree, young Nyala. I need to finish my supper.
And they kind of just hold their lapel like this and readjust and said,
There will be people here in a little while. Please return to your homes, and we shall convene soon.
And that's
before that, can I do it? Yes, I can do it. I'm just going to put my hand on the head of the dragon, and as he speak, cast clairvoyance. So we need something like 10 minutes, and just drop a little sign on there, and just so I can watch and see if someone is taking the dragon or not.
Yeah, of course. And I think right there we should probably take a quick break, everybody, if everyone's called to do a quick break, and then we'll do some next scenes or whatever. Right, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Arden's going before we walk away.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to Out of the Cold. Yeah, our heroes retire to the tavern, known colloquially as the Yak's Tongue. You return with gifts and spend the rest of the evening recuperating as you were kind of startled from sleep into the early dawn to fight this thing. You sleep a day, so all long rested, please, everybody.
Can I do something before going to sleep?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Sin's room and looking around.
Oh,
Just
okay.
trying-
First thing I'll say.
I know. Hold on. Yeah, go on, Nyala. You finish with what you were trying to do.
Just, yeah, feeling things, looking around, trying to. Well, closing the door so the other doesn't follow.
You would open the door, and in there would be Bishop.
Oh boy. Well, I see you have art smart me, I would say. Bishop, was it?
When you walk in, I'll say she's on the bed with a letter in her hand that Sin didn't get a chance to open because we were freezing that night. I think the night before. Or who? There was a letter, right? Just to be sure.
Yeah.
Someone wrote a letter, if I'm not mistaken, or I could just be completely wrong and think of something else.
The letter from. The letter from.
I know
who?
someone wrote a letter. I just can't remember who.
Someone, slipped a letter under Sin's door. Arden did. No, Nan did.
Nan did. Nan wrote Sin a letter.
Yeah.
Well, Arden helped with the.
Well, yeah, Arden helped.
Those are
I think
good
Arden kind of, yeah.
Arden did the faint lines, and I went over the letters.
Can use the ball perfectly. Has a hard time.
Just with
All
letters.
right.
Amalgamation of two handwriting.
Yeah, can you use your bow proficiency to handwrite? Is the question.
I mean, I've also got. Yeah.
Sleight of hand, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah. Okay, so what does the
I
letter...
think I did do this.
So, are you opening the letter, Bishop?
No, she just has it in her hand.
Okay.
I think it's in downtime what it says. It's not that special. It's just like we want you to be our friend. Yes,
Basically,
no.
yeah.
Tick yes or no.
Yeah.
Something
Niall
like
is
that.
going to go sit next to Bishop, look at the room and be like, how long have you known her?
That's actually a good question. Pete, quick question.
Yes. How
Is it
long has
because-
Bishop known Sin?
Because I'll say it depends on travel time, because because you
Improvise.
because it's like the main continent is way bigger than Prohaus.
Yeah.
So I need to know how long it would take. I'll say from halfway or start from the top, like a third
way
into
down.
the desert, all the way
Yeah,
to.
Wouldn't have crossed the desert. No one. Very rare that people cross the desert.
I'm not really sure. I know they split up right next to a town or city that was like right next to the desert area.
Yeah.
That was like
There's the mountains of Mott and Cott, and there's a small town that's in nestled in there, in between. So if you travel to the east or to the west, it would take you to. There's two towns either side of the desert, basically. But yeah, let's round it up. So shall we say it's about 5 years in total, maybe?
just to travel that.
No. 5 years of knowing Sin. So some time together during the time and the time that took to travel down the continent as well. Yeah. So
I forgot what was the question. Can you repeat the question for me?
How long have you known?
the answer is 5 years.
I known Elena for 5 years.
Do you know the others?
Yes, I know.
Does she have family?
I saw her as family. Yeah.
Can you give me the city so I can try to reach
Can I
them?
give you? Can I give you the what?
The city where they are.
Uh, I won't. I won't say it's a city. It's more of what do you call it? Like a normal house, or like where there's just be the
I would
stables.
say a conclave, maybe like a grouping of dwellings within the forest.
Uh, I won't say it's a city. It's more of a conclave, but um, I don't think it's the best idea to return her ashes to them.
I'm not in good terms, are they?
No.
I'm sorry for your, I assume, friend.
Family.
And like that, she's going to get up and march around in a room, just looking at her belongings and
Hmm. And the pens and the
just
maps that you spent hours trawling over to find the route that would be safest to take you to the west of Frohast. And the time you spent together studying and looking over these maps comes back to you. And you know the way. You worked it out between the two of you that you knew a reasonably safe way to travel to the west, which is also where you saw the Lich to proceed towards, and the direction that the dragon came from, and also the direction of the treasure from which you need to find a cure for your withered friends lies in the west. So many things point that way, apart from one.
Uh, where's my companion?
I imagine they would be downstairs talking to Treese.
All right. And like I'll stay like in between, just dipping from where the dragon was to here. They will explain what had happened, how they encountered a lich, and um how it's more worrying than than from when they originally thought. Did I say that right?
Yeah, how they're more worried now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would say to you, remind me of the name. I've forgotten the name of the companion.
Deacon.
Deacon. Yeah, Deacon would say to you, I, I, I held them until all the way here. I, I, I tracked them and knew them, and then in an instant they were blinked out. Like the quenching of a flame. It's a loss, and I know it has hit you deeply. But if there is a lich, if there is undead, then you know what you must do, Bishop. You can't let this unholy thing be about. You can't let this occur. Do you think these people who slayed its pet or its enslaved, enthralled creature?
This is a conversation we were having from the dragon to the.
You're not there,
to the
Signor.
Yeah.
So he would say, yeah. Do you think these could help us? Could help you? I'm far too. I can't continue. I could hole up here and gather information, maybe seek out if anybody knows any more about it. But I'm too old for all of this. You, on the other hand, have a chance. I know that you're hurt, but at least don't let her death go. Don't let it be for nothing.
I'll say they're conflicted, like they don't really know what they're supposed to do. Like they know they're not strong enough to take on this Lich alone, and they seen how the party was after the dragon fight. They were all like, "Wait, who did not get hit?"
Arden and Nan were
And I think I killed it.
Arden and Nan were pretty sprightly, to be fact.
Really, I thought.
They were
because you guys were in the
they were
temple
just
the
chilling.
entire time,
They were
right?
just chilling. They were just having a little tour of the guided tour of the local religious monuments.
We're like, you guys have got this.
See
We'll be
ya.
right back. We saw something interesting.
I think you'll find like
architecture
making the
is
dragon swallow
stunning.
the crystal and the crystal things like turn the table. I think you'll find.
It was actually really
Yeah,
cool.
I mean,
okay, so I saw Rook. No, did I see Rook, or was he already in the temple?
Yeah, Rook would be sort of like frosted bugbear, basically, like sort of like like just gradually like defrosting, like standing on the steps of the temple, etc.
Air popsicle.
That's what I was trying. I was trying to think of something like that. I just couldn't think of. Yeah. I'll say, like they'll see when they got there. They saw how some of them were
Worse for wear.
pretty beaten up. But yeah, like they're gonna need their help.
Yeah.
If they want to finish.
If you find united purpose with these people, I suggest you make an attempt to join them on whatever they wish to do. And lend your strength, lend your skills to them. And then you proceed your way through to the yak. You proceed upstairs. There is a long rest had by everybody. So you are healy uppy, please, everybody.
I'm sorry, can I make sure that I warn Jess before Lady Sletney arrives? Just Jess.
Lady Sletney's well ahead of you.
But Jess is in the cupboard room, right?
Yeah, they're in the cupboard room, but they've
Like
already...
Lady Sletney would go wandering and looking in cupboards.
Like Jess is in the back when you arrive. There are people waiting to drink, waiting to eat, even at this time. And Treese is in full armour, is now trying to run the bar, trying to get it open, trying to get things going, welcoming as many people as can fit under the roof. And in corners there are people who have got minor wounds and abrasions, and it's kind of half bistro, half triage kind of situation going on with this in this space, and people are nursing wounds and nursing heads and nursing shaken spirits with spirits. They are there's a jovial atmosphere in this place, and as the heroes walk in, there is a cheer goes up, and you make your way to the back, and you see over in one corner, there's a Ketu pooled in this tattered robe, like in the well of between the legs sort of thing, the well of fabric. There is a small Ketu doing its very best, like lapping at a thumb, just doing its little waggy best to calm this person, and they're just gently stroking like an ear, looking a bit far away, in your favourite booth, in fact, in the booth to the right of the bar.
Okay. Oh, right, sorry, I'm really not like functioning well. Okay, that is Lady Sletney, not Jess.
Lady Sletney is there. Jess is out
With
back.
Ketu.
Yeah. Jess is out back. You assume as you walk through, Jess is out the back. You see them starting to prep things in the kitchen, getting their kitchen decks on.
Cool. I don't want to. We've got other stuff to do as a party. I think generally Nan just
In the interests of time, Arden will just go to the back, grab Darvel, check bed, Darvel up to bed, make sure he's okay and well, and then.
My son, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sign autographs for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Headshots.
Take 1 level of exhaustion, please.
That's fine, because I'm about to have a nap.
So, there is some rest.
They've got their special branded Rook Brew tankards, and he's signing on them as well.
So, if Lady Sletney doesn't have anywhere to sleep and there are no spare rooms, then Lady Sletney can have my room and I'll sleep in the cupboard.
Okay. There is kind of a set of bed rolls arranged in the floor of the yak, as this is far away from the main trauma caused by dragon encroachment on the town. Treese seems well prepared for things like this. Have you seen the armament above the bed? There is cupboards unveiled and things pulled out of drawers that form bedding. Treese is super prepared for this kind of any eventuality you might think. The morning breaks, everybody, and you have decisions to make. Where are we going?
Rook will be up at like first light to go and kind of just make sure that the streets are clear and all the debris is gone, and then he's going to start kind of helping rebuild the houses that broke.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Yala would be still in Sin's room, looking around, trying to gather our equipment and books and everything. To just trying to say what she can from her.
I think this would be a joint effort between you and Bishop in the morning. I think Bishop maybe would have, because of the connection you had, I think you would have maybe slept upon the bed and sat near where they would have sat and remembered the thought of them. And remembered how they moved and remembered the smell of their hair and the incense that they used for their druidic rituals. And in the morning you come and you tap upon the door, Nyala, and Bishop opens and welcomes you in to the space, and you're welcome to RP through how you gather and split these belongings.
The first thing that Nyala is going to go for, as a wizard, she's going to collect the books. First things first.
Okay.
Just trying to rearrange them. Maybe grab Sin's bag and trying to put them back in. Kinda curiously look a bit at it. Open a few pages, read a bit, and close them back and put them in the back.
Which I'll say she has two books. There is the journal and the sketchbook. Which one do you look through?
Roll for
both.
Oh?
Okay. Right, yeah.
Alright, so for the journal, like how I described in our call on, was it Friday?
Yeah.
That we had like the group call?
Oh yeah, it was last week, wasn't it?
Oh, it was last week.
The group.
Sorry, wasn't there?
Week?
Which group?
Wasn't there the Sylvan journal from the Underdark?
Oh yeah, then there's 3 journals.
3 books.
But like Sin had her own, so like. But you guys already like recognized the one from the Underdark, so
yeah,
like you already know what's inside. But yeah, like how I described apparently last week, because I thought it was on
You
Friday.
did told me last week on Monday about journal, yes.
Yeah, so there's that, and then I don't know on how Pete has the wardrobe thing like for like because I do a bunch of research, so I know like for like I'll say for her drow nature, a lot of it is pretty revealing. So there's that. There's some kind of outfits designed for each member of the party, like I said before, that that would look more functional to how you guys would fight instead of the clothes that the gnomes gave you, if I remember correctly.
Halflings.
Oh, halflings. Really, halflings? All right. Because I'm guessing they could be like a little small, compared to, or like a little tight compared, or like for you guys. So like she designed like new ones that are like in the design phase, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
like
the
they're
sketching
like,
phase type
yeah.
thing.
Uh, I think that's it for her books. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Or are you looking for more stuff so I can explain it?
I'm looking at the two books and just looking around in general for things to pack them and put them in a nice bag and to store it somewhere.
Oh, I guess as you're looking around, you'll also find. Let me look at her inventory real quick. Art, climate kit that Arden got us. Uh, herbalism kit, a mess kit, 3 healing potions, 20 rations, other druidic focuses that you always have. Then there's the potion of astral projection. Oh, through the dream plane that we got from the mushroom.
Elder
I can't
Shrew?
remember what they were officially.
Gonna take the potions with me in my bag
My
and
convenience.
and maybe the focus. And
There's 3, 4.
4 potion, 3 of healing.
3 potions. There's for her druidic focus. There's like 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gonna
and
take
queen's
this.
better too.
Gonna take all those in my bag and store the rest in hers.
I'd
and-
like to think that Bishop took the Queen's feather. No.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll say before Niala walked in, because I'll say that Bishop had a rough night's sleep, like getting the bare minimum.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll say that she put on her cloak so that nobody like sees how they look like,
Yeah.
and how she prayed to the Raven Queen to look after Sin or Elena wherever she might be.
Yeah. So, there is a quick identify done, I believe. Is that right? Okay. I'm going to drop it.
Yeah.
You'll
Tell
have to
me what this evil ring does.
You'll have to.
I would know too if I do that.
Yeah.
It was locked away for a reason.
If
I was
you,
also. Did you send it to Celia as well?
no, I've messaged it you because you shared it, and you
Okay.
can know it's a homebrew.
Homebrew.
It's a homebrew.
I just messaged you, Celia, as well.
I'm going to.
what it's
So if
called.
you search it, you should be able to find it in my homebrew stuff.
It's done.
Sorry, I'm making weird noises. I'm quite tired.
This is what we're talking about. Hacking
Sorry.
cough. Yeah. So the morrow comes. Rook is out rebuilding houses at Kanzax, but your your stomach calls you home to the yak rook. It pulls you back. You've had a rough time, and you need the dawn that breaks makes you obviously ravenous, or the hard work that you put in, and the party is once again together in the yak, and your mysterious friend, after you've divvied up your stuff, is also sort of there with another. Deacon is similarly cloaked, but not quite so hidden. Large greying beard, I imagine, on Deacon. Slightly hobbled, maybe, in sort of how they move. But a very, very similar attire in terms of the garment and dress. Again, slightly maybe upper class, lots of clasps and buckles, and certainly not simple attire that they wear. And Deacon would say, "I've been speaking with your patron." And he gestures towards Treese. Your charming patron. And it would seem that you're a bunch of brave souls. That creature that you saw, if it was what Bishop tells me, that Bishop has understood the words right, that you're named Nyala, correct?
It is.
That creature cannot be let be. I hasten to use the word live. They don't. They don't live. They consume and they raise the dead.
We are quite aware what a leash is, I think.
Then you must know how dangerous they are. You must know what a threat this is, not just to this town, all the towns. Even more than Sal itself, even the continents further. If they are to raise more creature, more of their creature, more of their kind, more of their kin, it would mean a great, great, great war. If you can unite together, if you can get there before it gathers whatever power it wishes to obtain, whatever it is focusing on, whatever it took from that damned house.
We might already be too late.
What do you mean?
How many things do you think this thing can rise? Hundreds? Thousands?
I do
The
not
cave.
know. I did not see the creature.
The cave. Is it that what you are referring to, Arden?
Do either of you two know about Zimrica?
What I know?
You would probably, you would know that there is a monastery there. That's what you'd know.
I know of it.
15 years ago, it fell into the ice. Lost. A month or two ago, we found it.
And it was full of undead, of those monks that were living there.
Then it has already begun.
It's been happening for a long time already.
And we found something else. A crystal.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves all too soon, Nyala. They are new.
And let's not, spill all of our dirty business to new people.
I don't think there are enemies here.
Let's.
Very much not.
Yet to be.
No offense.
Jury's still out.
No offense to the two of you, but you have just turned up claiming that you knew Sin.
We
And
don't
now
know
you want to
from anyone else.
come out west with us, so Stimrica is full of the undead. We've heard of tales of undead out west. A town. If it's been happening for well over a decade, who knows how far it has spread already. I think we'll need to go out west to find more answers.
That and the night before the dragon attacked, I was on the roof with Sin, and we saw something. Lightnings coming from a certain direction in the mountain. It's
Pete, would I happen to roll on the map roughly where on the map the lightning came from, or would I have been like on as Sin? When I have just wrote that on there.
Sin, you would have known. You might have noted it in the journal, yeah. Yeah, it was sort of north easterly from Kakanzak. Yeah, so a deacon would say, "You may not trust us, but sometimes trust is earned and not always freely given. I am not one that can travel far or do battle much. I have some skills in tracking, and that's how we found our way to here, to Sin. I marked her in a way that I can, and we followed the path here, and then her candle, her light, was blinked out. But now we know of this threat. This could threaten all. Please, Bishop has ways, has strengths that I feel that I know can accompany your great prowess already. Let them do what they do with you and end this Lich's reign. Don't let it spread. Don't let it reach the fairer continents.
By all means, Bishop may accompany us. But if I
More the merrier.
If I think for 1 second
oh
that your actions will put my friends in danger, I will not hesitate to leave you behind, or worse. On that you have my word. If you prove yourself to be friendly and to have our backs, we will have yours, and we will die for you.
You don't happen to have a spare army, do you?
A what?
That spare army that could come and help.
Pardon, you've seen me right. I am basically a spare army in myself.
So
You had them.
I've got two armies, Arden. What are you talking about?
They're up their sleeves.
Bishop is just gonna ignore Rook's threat. She's heard it before.
Yeah.
It's something she's used to.
Welcome aboard, Bishop. Right. I think we have some shopping to do. Stock up. It's going to be a long trip. I don't think
Yeah,
we'll be
first-
back here for a while.
I have a
First,
tower to go to.
I think we have some
Nyala.
drinking to do.
Before I forget, you also get Sin's gold before. Yeah. Let me tell you how much that is before I forget.
Oh, how much gold is it?
Oh, Sin only had like 189 gold with 6 silver.
How much?
189.
189.
Yeah, she didn't buy anything. She just took stuff.
200,
Hey.
250.
I do the splitting later.
Yeah, what did I steal last time? Like a 300 gold piece rose?
600.
Oh, I think that got disintegrated. Fuck. Yeah, she had
If it was magical. If it was magical, it wouldn't disintegrate. If it wasn't magical, then it would.
well, it's just gilded, so that means like the rose was just covered in it. Like, was covered in gold, so to speak.
Oh no, it would
Yeah.
have disintegrated.
So, yeah, it would have disintegrated.
There is a rap at the door of the yak.
Who is it?
Probably
door-
some more
The door opens
thrill
and
seekers.
in
Didn't they just
walks-
open the door? It's an
I don't think we're open yet.
And it is an
Breakfast.
inn. But
The door is opened. The door is not barred or locked at this time. And in walks Gretch.
Oh, you mean courteous. Sweet. So nice.
Gretch has got impeccable manners.
Oh my god, this guy.
And Gretch is there.
There gives me the creeps.
Gretch says,
Arden, you will notice that the body is cleared from the street. If you should visit that part of town, my associates and I have harvested and made an assessment upon the valuation. Now it is a joint business of the taking down of this dragon, of course. Now, who do I give the 2,000 gold pieces to?
add it to the
What?
credit account that we have, and we will come and spend it between us before the end of the day.
We still owe Treese. Do we still owe Treese any money? No.
I think we covered that, didn't we?
Okay.
you brought them ahead of some Duragar, so like they were quite
Would
sad.
have burned down somebody's inn and dragged some alcohol across the snow. I think we covered that debt.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah, you're entrenched in the camaraderie of the yak now. Although the sack of gold that he holds is ridiculous in proportion to like Gretch's body, like because he's a goblin, between 2 and 3 feet tall. That much gold. It's like
Well, Gretch, similar to our previous deal before, you offered me more in store credit compared to material gold.
That is
I don't know about the
correct.
rest of you.
It's a fair deal.
Credit or gold? What do you prefer?
Maybe we could split. We do need this kind of money for later.
It is your money. I shall leave it with... Look, I have a dragon to hack apart.
and he just dumps it in the middle of the room and walks out.
You decide this
Gold
later.
it is then.
Don't forget, we have a business offer for you. Well, I
You can-
have.
You can put it on your account if you wish later, Arden. Now, I have a Draconis and Furnace to look into. And Gretch kind of walks out promptly, brushing his hands, and walks out.
Right.
Yes, Nan.
I ask 2 questions. First question, do I get to roll for this item, or is it that you do the rolls?
You can
Oh,
roll and
fuck.
tell me.
Oh, cool. That's fun. I'll
no.
do that.
What is
later.
gonna happen? Oh
And I'll tell
no.
you what it is.
You can do it now.
Into
Can I-
drink.
You can do it
Sorry?
now. Do you want to do it now?
I can do it now. I also need to go to the bathroom. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
I'll
fine.
do it while you do any RP bits.
Okay.
But can I also have done some cooking last night and made treats and food?
Of course.
Uh,
This is kind of just chill
Oh,
down
just
time
treats.
stuff. This can be happening now, like kind of part and parcel. You're in and out of the kitchen doing that. The gold gets dropped off. This is kind of gathering wits time around here. I like this kind of bit. Rook's done some rebuilding and assisted, and lots of pats on the back, Rook, out there. Lots of sort of camaraderie, you know, building your reputation even further within the realms of Kakanzax. You are becoming not just a hero, but a man, a bugbear of the people. Yeah,
politician.
indeed, bravo. That
Rook
deserves
for
a bravo.
president.
Yeah.
Get out.
I'm gonna give treats to. I've got 3, probably. Nyala, Arden, and maybe Bishop. Here, I'm trying to make friends.
I like
She says that out loud at you. It's not internal monologue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, neat. I love
I'll
those
say
snacks.
that when
Thank you.
she'll accept the gift, and in Inferno she'll say thank you.
Ah.
Cool. Enjoy.
Do you say that just back in common?
Yeah.
Did she say?
You would have just
What was
had some
that?
sort of guttural, like, yeah,
Out
something.
of character, Pete.
Yeah.
How much would a bag of holding set us back?
Bag of holding. I can get you a price list.
Oh, I wanted that as so bad.
I just think if we're going off to another town on this quest out west, it's going to be a long time before we'll come back to Kanzax. So I think if we're going to get one and we're going to need one, now's the time.
I will find you a bag of holding, and Gretchen will assist you in finding one. I can't find the
Okay.
magical items price list at the moment. So.
Try not to be too meta about it because I don't think Arden would have much of an idea of what a bag of holding is.
They're pretty common, aren't they? The bag of holding or
I
uncommon?
think magical items in their inherent nature are common, but
You can make them pretty easily if they're low level. Because I've been
for those
looking
that
for
are
crafting
proficient
systems.
in magic, possibly.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
what would be really actually
You're
practical
looking
would be a
about,
portable hole.
2,250.
Oh okay.
Sorry, 2,250.
No, 250.
Oh,
Gold pieces.
okay. That's,
No, is that
Alright,
same?
then.
Does that
Yeah,
say
that's
magical?
okay.
That's like same. I think that is like the same magical pricing list. Yeah, 250. So it's about a quarter of what you've got.
A corner? Don't you mean an 8?
an 8.
An eighth. Yeah.
But we've got more than that between us all anyway. Okay, I think a bag of holding is something we should definitely invest in and out of that, if everybody agrees.
I've lost my same list. I'll find it again in a minute. Sorry, I don't have that ready, so I wasn't prepared for a shopping trip.
It's all right.
How much-
I'm just thinking that way we don't all have to keep track of inventory as much and encumbrance
would
as we
be
go
an
along. And
elven
if we want
chain?
to pick it up,
A what?
Elbow chain.
Oh,
Elbow
you
chain.
Mithril.
Oh, Elven chain.
Mithril. I'm just going to try and find my list. I did have it on a
I
PDF.
imagine it's cheap.
I still-
Surprise! We're going shopping.
Let me
Probably
find
will
it.
do with some new shoes by now, right? We've been using our shoes. Or maybe even a
Okay,
sled
no,
that we can use. That's outside.
better. Sorry, there we are. Sorry, I've got it on the same pricing. Okay, that's not the one I had.
Right, what do I want?
It's
We
about
get our deposit back for our sleds.
How long do the treats last?
I reckon you could probably get it from Gretch for about 3.
8 hours.
8 hours?
No, you just have to eat them within 8 hours, and then you get 3 temporary hit points. Probably doesn't say that probably at a long rest they would
disappear.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Alright, then, I'll eat my treat now. Because I'm gonna forget. Like a sandwich.
Arden's gonna spend the day collecting things like rope and bit pieces that out of our kits that anybody's used.
You know what? Everyone make a shopping list of what they need and want, and we just try to calculate the price of all
if you could drop it to me, that
we can deal with that. We can deal with that.
Yeah, let's do not shopping
we can do
day.
that now.
So I'm going to say that you get a load of things together into your equipment and are pretty much ready to go, and we'll manage that in retrospect in a bit. You need to make your decisions on which way you're going. West seems the way, but you know that there are 2 ways west, Nyala.
I'm going to pull out the map that I drew to with Sin, and I'm going to present them the road that I think is safer for now. That might be a bit longer. We would be safe on this one. The other one is, yes, shorter, but more dangerous and more troublesome for us. And for now, we might not need the trouble. More calm would be welcome for a few days. I don't know what you think, guys, but...
Can I make a request?
Sure.
Could we make a short detour along the way?
Where do you need to go? I just mark it and try to trace it on the map.
It's not a need, it's more of a want. Came across a place on the way to the Snowed Inn. I'd like to revisit it on our way west again, if that's all right.
That would make maybe a detour of a couple hours, but we could do that.
Very good.
I just mark it on the map and try to calculate how long it would take us in the final route. So
at this point, you, Nan, feel a tap on your shoulder. And you turn round and there is a lady, Sletney.
Oh, you're the lady that I've saved in the house.
They're holding in their arms, Nan, a snoring Ketu.
Oh.
And they... Is this yours?
Yeah, thank you. He's a very good fox. But
he is.
Sleeping and eating is very proficient in.
He didn't sleep till the dawn. He stayed with me all night. He didn't sleep till the dawn. He stayed with me all night.
Oh, good. I'm glad. He's very very attentive.
Diligent, one might say.
Yeah. You're the Sletneys. I think my friends spoke to you. Someone.
I remember them. I remember them about the mine.
Yes. Strangely, we're going to be preparing to leave soon to go out west.
Oh, really?
Yes, it seems there's a lot more going on than just your mind. So it seems like it's another piece to the puzzle.
I would
So-
say so, definitely.
If there is anything you would wish to tell us that we should know, now would be the time.
They look from each of you, and their eyes are still like remembering. She said, I heard it first, the screech, and then the breaking of beams. I hid deep. And then I thought I was far enough away, safe, a floor down, and then it came. Flew through the floor. Its face, so terrible, so vile. And then it took it.
What does it take?
Went, and it just grinned its rictus grin at me, and that foul beast has scarred me, my mind.
Lady
A horrible
Sletney,
beast.
What
this
did
is
it
very
take?
important.
What did it take? An heirloom.
What?
An heirloom of the Sletney family. A box. Small puzzle box.
I am scared to understand.
What? Who's an heirloom? Was it a particular family member's, or like is it always?
It's always
You know
been
that-
in the family
Hmm.
for a long, long time.
More pieces to the puzzle.
If it's a box, then it's got something inside.
Can I insight check her to see if she's holding anything back?
Yeah, of course you can.
I might help if you want.
I've got a passive of 17. If I have to detect whether anybody's ever lying to me.
You would
Well,
get
I have a
the...
passive
going
of
to-
17, so
I'm going to roll anyway.
Okay.
And
see what it
that's
says.
25.
Nice.
Not so much holding back, but slightly guilty. You might get a feeling of guilt. Slight guilt.
do you have writing about this box?
No,
Maybe in the library?
no. Yes, Bishop. You're there, you're in this situation, you can ask questions too.
Okay. Like, I think I know what this item is, because I really hope it is this item. But would I happen to know what exactly they're talking about? Because I think it's a infernal puzzle box. You know, one of my favorite items in the game, because it could have literally anything inside of it. But like, would Bishop know anything about that?
With Bishop out of character. It's such a rare item, I doubt it. It's a very, very rare thing, isn't
There's
it?
puzzle boxes of all sorts, so it could be anything.
But it might
Yeah,
spark...
but like,
That,
out of everything, like a puzzle box. Because you can't use
Seems
magic
bad,
to
isn't
open it. You literally just have to figure it out by doing like pieces of it.
Madam
So it hurts you
Sletney.
really bad if you mess
I'm
up.
going to say you might have your interest perked if I think anyone's interest would be perked by the fact that a lich is stealing a puzzle box.
Madam Sletney.
Yes.
Wherever this thing came and took the Berlin, this attack, this curse, if you will, that fell upon your lands out west. It's not your fault, is it?
There's a drop of the head, and as that does, a lock of hair falls, and you now all see the blunted horns. And they say it was in his will. It told that we should watch the box, but not to figure out the box. Not to try and unpuzzle the puzzle. But I was never allowed into the room with the artifacts, and I picked it up and I began to twist and turn parts, and it was fascinating. Clickings and whirlings and gears and strange little bells.
You attracted it here.
We don't know that.
I did not know what it would do. It was just passed down to me from Les, and from his brother to him.
Lady Sletney.
Yes.
Is there anything in your family heritage or history we need to know before going out west and facing down a lich?
I knew very little of the business. I married in to the Sletneys. And then she realises that everyone's glancing, and she goes, You can see.
Your horns are of no consequence to us.
It's not
Why
to
should
you.
they be?
Not to you. But to a family
Not
like
to anyone.
to the family of the Sletneys, this is not how it works. One such as I.
And yet here you stand, the last of them.
I'm not the last, though, am I?
Well, you don't have to be.
I look at the kitchen and see whether can I see Jess
Yes,
like this. Like this.
Yeah. exactly. Exactly that.
Okay, because I'm a little confused. There's the lady
Mhm.
that we know that we met. There's Jess that comes and basically hangs out at the tavern, and there's one more.
No,
No,
she's
it's just that two?
she's referring to Jess.
Yeah. Jess
Okay,
is-
I just wanted to make sure because I was so lost for a 2nd.
You're the-
Jess is the Sletney's kid.
Jess is Lady Sletney's daughter, or well, not daughter. We don't know.
Jess is
child.
related to Lady
something like that?
Sletney.
Yes,
Okay.
because Jess mentioned that the Sletney that died, I can't remember his first name,
Les.
was her uncle. Sles
Oh, the one
was
you
her
killed.
uncle. Yep. And Sles was Lady Sletney's brother. So therefore we may assume that Jess is Lady Sletney's child.
Alright, okay. That clears
Unless
things
there's
up.
other siblings we do not know about. But with the horns, it just makes logical sense that, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because when Pete was describing her in the basement, you said, or was it in the basement?
Yeah, in the basement of that house.
Yeah, I thought that was like another Sletney, and I was like, oh, okay, we have one more.
No.
You know,
Just
but no,
her, the one that you met, the regal one that Sin greatly disliked. Just looking dishevelled and ruined from the attack of a dragon and a lich.
Okay, I'm
Either
good
my
now.
fault.
I was just so confused for a
Yeah,
second.
so Jess is peering out of the kitchen at this conflab that's happening. And she says, "My offer still stands. If you can find out what is happening, and if I did something, then I am not of knowledge of it. I just didn't realise the rules of this, that they were so sacred, that they were so forbidden. It's just a wheel, just a puzzle box, just a toy, just a toy."
Madam Sletney, whatever happens when we go up west, Kakanzak's was broken. It needs strong leadership. It needs guidance. As somebody who found themselves in a position that they were not necessarily meant to be in, maybe you can make the most of that position now.
She tilts her head. She says, I can't do this. I can't do this alone." And then you hear a voice pipe from the kitchen, and it just says, "I'll help, Mum." And that's where we're going to end today's episode for the game, I think.
Okay.
All right.
I was going to try and sort of clasp Lady Sletney's hands, but try and like sleight of hand slip her the love letter strip.
Okay.
So it is one of my spell focuses, so I'll have to find something else for a spell focus.
No,
Yeah, one.
Yeah, so how do you want to introduce that?
I think, as she's sort of getting emotional, I think I just kind of want to take a sort of step forward, and if she's doing anything sort of nervous with her hands or anything like that, I kind of want to like hold my hands out. Well, kind of. Yeah. I think I'm trying to, I guess, like
slide
hide
the so that only they get it.
Yeah.
Would they feel it? Yeah.
Yeah, because you said it's was written on leather, like a strip of leather, so it's quite thick. So I suppose it's quite an unusual material to have it.
As you do so, the voice pipes up. She looks that way. She looks back at you, and there's a knowing look between the two of you. And she glances at the hand, and then slides it somewhere into the robe, like almost knowing that they should read this later. This is something for them.
Yeah, I think I'll say there's people that want you to do well, though they might not be here anymore. I think.
She nods. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure all will come clear. And she turns to the kitchen, and there's little Jess standing there, like almost embarrassed that I've like blurted. They look up. She goes, "Jess?" And Jess comes over and embraces in a big, gentle hug. And that's where we'll stop then for the day. Alright? Cool. Lovely, that was wicked.
Nice note to end on.
Do you all want to